So this is part 10, I believe, of the Decades Challenge, and we've had some more death, not surprisingly. I feel like this series is entirely revolved around death, but I guess when you have so many characters, they're just bound to die. So a lot has happened since the last episode. Basically, we left off last time. Jo and her daughter Edith moved back in with her parents, Dorothy and William. And what's actually funny is that I was thinking William didn't have a job, Dorothy didn't have a job. Their bills were like $5,000 a week. Jo barely made any money. And so as I was playing, I was thinking, like, they're going to run out of money soon. It's bound to happen. And you know what? They eventually did. I started selling things to pay their bills, and I realized that it wasn't good. They really were living beyond their means, I guess, in that big luxurious house. Meanwhile, Jo met this guy, Carl Presley. He actually lives next door to that little beautiful mansion they had, but she met Carl and eloped with him. So they got married in San Myshuno, and then they didn't move there or anything. They just went there and got married and then came back. So this is Jo's husband, Carl, her second husband, because the first one died. And so since her family was running out of money, she actually moved them into his house. And this is his house. I got it off the gallery. It's like a 1920s build. It's a lot smaller. They do live next door to their old house over here, which is kind of mean. But so they do get to look at their old house, but they don't get to live there because they couldn't afford it anymore. They ran out of money. So this is where they're living now. It's a 3-bedroom, like colonial style, I guess. And so they were all living here. Carl, Jo, William, Dorothy, Edith, and her 3 cats. They were all living in this house. Edith is now a teenager. This is her. I did my best for the 30s, okay? Well, I mean, she's going to be in the 30s, so I did my best. I thought she looked all right for the 30s, I guess. And so then they were all living pretty happily in this house. It was all kind of working out. William did get a job. He wasn't working before, but now he is a detective, level 1. He's a cadet, not very good. And Carl is in business as an office assistant. So nobody here makes very good money, but they were able to pay the bills and survive, basically. And then Jo decided to leave. She actually moved out, and the story is she ran back to San Myshuno, back to the city, because she still wanted to be a jazz singer, dancer, whatever she was aspiring to be. So she left Edith and her husband and her mom and her stepdad and moved out, and nobody has seen or heard from her since. And that was a while ago. That was just when Edith became a teenager, and now she's 5 days away from becoming an adult, or a young adult. So, nobody has seen Jo. So that's pretty harsh. And then I was just about to start recording, actually. And because I wanted a little bit of Dorothy in the story because she was an elder and I knew she was going to die soon. And so I was about to start recording. I was thinking, like, okay, I better stop playing off camera and start playing on camera because Dorothy's going to die soon. And I do want to have her a little bit in the series. But unfortunately, she did pass away. She was doing laundry one day and she just laid down right here and had a little nap. And Grim came and took her away. So this is Dorothy Hewitt now, sadly. She is no longer in the family, which is sad because she was like my favorite Sim, I think. I really liked Dorothy. She had an interesting story. So now Edith is, I think, kind of lost. I don't know, like her mom left her to go be a jazz singer in the city. And so now she does have a guy that she's, nope, put that away. That is not historically accurate. Put it back. Yeah, no selfies. They did not have selfies in the 20s. So she's talking to Paul Henley. He lives in the neighborhood. I placed him there for her to eventually get married to. So they do know each other. What I'm going to do Since she hasn't seen her mom, oops, don't move. My God, no, we just moved into this house. Since she hasn't seen her mom since she left, I'm going to get her to actually go and look for her. So, I feel like you'd have a few choice words for your mother if she left to go to a dirty city. Oh yeah, this is just, don't even worry about that. That was a mistake. To become a jazz singer or whatever she was doing and live in a dirty apartment. Where I think I put her here. No, I didn't put her in her old apartment. Oh, she's living with Felix again. I forgot about that. Okay. Yeah, Jo doesn't make the best choices. I don't even know why she got married if her plan was just to leave. I guess it probably wasn't her original plan when she married Carl, but I don't know. She just couldn't give up that city life. She really wanted to make something of herself. Although I really doubt it's happening living under Felix's roof. He's such a dirtbag. So yeah, now Edith is going to look for her mom and see if she can maybe bring her back home. I guess according to the Sims life stage, it would have been like years since she's actually seen her. So here she is in the apartment. Oh, there she is. Go talk to her. We've got things to say. Deep conversation. Uh-oh. She saw her. She's like, oh my God. This is awkward. Oh, a hug. Okay. Wow. Not what I expected. Look at the look on her face. Like, what are you even doing here? You think that'd be a very awkward conversation? Like, oh, hey, this is where you've been then. Let's get her to shout forbidden words. How could you not want to shout forbidden words, honestly? She's just not happy with her. Act tough? I had never seen this before. Oh my God, she's like intimidating her. Mock uncool adult. These must all be like teenager actions for the Parenthood pack. Belittle anger. Insult her. I would definitely insult her. Like, there's so many things you could call her. Trying to make their relationship like really bad. Demand independence, argue, brush off, yell at. Yeah, they're gonna have a really negative relationship now because you can't really undo that. If you abandon your daughter, there may be some consequences of that. Throw a drink, sure. Uh-oh, it failed. That's so embarrassing when you're trying to be tough. And then her mom laughed at her. Wow, she's so unpleasant. Let's yell at her. And let's insult her. Mock uncool adult. Oh, Jo yells back at her, so she's not really gonna have it. I feel like Edith should see her dad too. She probably hasn't seen him in forever. Insult. I'm gonna make this so bad that they can't come back from it. Shove her. There we go. Let's get physical. Insult again. Shove again. I wonder if they can fight. Can teenagers fight with adults? I don't actually know. Insult her again. Oh, I canceled it by accident. Yell at her. Insult her again. Oh, there's her dad. The relationship with him isn't great either, but I don't really care enough about him to make it as bad as I'm trying to make this one. Shove her again. What else can we do? Shout forbidden words. Insult. So many insults flying at her. And mock her outfit. Tell her she looks like a floozy, because she kind of does. Brush off. So I don't think that they can actually fight because it would have already been here if they could fight. And then one final shove should do the trick. They despise each other, it says. Declare enemy. Let's do that, yes. Her mom is now her enemy. Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. Okay, well that was fun. I kind of want her to have a bad relationship with her dad as well. I mean, he ducked back into the apartment, I think. Yeah. He is such a coward. Let's yell at him too. Right in the cat poop room. And then let's scoff at discomfort. Yell at him again, and then insult him. Yeah, Edith is not doing so good with her parents. Things are really bad between them now. Insult. And then brush off. I don't know if we'll actually end up seeing Joe again. Whoa, that scared me. That was my dog shaking. I don't actually know if we'll end up seeing Joe again after this episode. I think that it's going to be pretty much over. Oh, now I feel bad for her. This has been very difficult for her. She's crying. Oh boy. Maybe we should send her home. Oh wait, no. A selfie? Oh no, no selfie. Okay, well, she came and she said what she needed to say to her mother. So I think what we'll do is go back home, and I would kind of like her to have Paul come over. Since she's going to be a young adult in 5 days, we kind of have to work on that relationship and get them all ready. I always try to set up these relationships pretty early on, like I start out when they were teenagers, because people got married a lot younger back then. So, and now I was reading about the decades challenge, like the rules basically. Oh my, she is just emotionally spent. Oh my god, mortified. Why though? Having a mood swing. Oh yeah, I hear that. Oh my god, stop taking selfies. That's not what you did back then. I'm gonna get her to have some food. So the living situation is a little bit awkward. She's living with her stepdad and her step-grandpa, basically. So she's not even related to either one of these men, but where else is she gonna go? It's a little weird that William and Carl would live together. Like, I don't really know where to go from there with these two. Like, that's some interesting dance moves. I don't really know if they should... Oh, yeah, there's a new cat, by the way. That's Betty. Minnie died, unfortunately. Oh, and these cats have absolutely destroyed all the furniture in this house. The couch is pooched. Both of them are. The bed has a bunch of scratches. This one's good. Oh, no, totally scratched. Yep, wrecked. This bed is just appalling. And this bench here, they have wrecked it all. So, yeah, pleasant cats. Gotta love the cats in The Sims. They are just such little angels. Anyway, so, yeah, I don't know if these two should continue living together or not. I'm not totally sure. Once I have Edith moved out, I probably won't really care that much. I don't really plan to have Joe come back, I don't think. I mean, maybe she will. But, I mean, she's got such big dreams, and they're so unrealistic that she's gonna be in the city for a while working that out. And as for Carl, I don't know. I feel bad for him. He's even sad now. So, I can't really say for sure what he's gonna do. And yeah, so I was reading the Legacy Challenge, like, rules or guidelines or whatever, and it was saying that the 30s is all about the Great Depression. So it's going to be a really tough generation because, well, these cats are all over the place. They're like my cat in real life, just wrecking stuff, running around. So yeah, the 30s is all about the Great Depression. It's super, I think it's supposed to be like the most difficult generation because they end up like scrounging for food and they have no money and it's really difficult. So I already feel bad for Edith because I know it's going to be difficult for her. Oh no, you don't need to cry. Okay, Paul's here. Go talk to him. Let's set up that relationship. Show off app. Obsess about favorite social media. All you had back then was the newspaper. So, tell a joke about mimes. Get to know. What else can we do? Ask about career, I guess. He's a perfectionist. I actually didn't know that. I got him off the gallery. He was originally married to somebody else, but what I did was changed his name, got rid of his wife, and gave him a different hairstyle, and we're good to go. That's really all I needed to do. I like his clothes. I thought they were very 1930s, which is perfect. Let's do deep conversation and hug, I guess. And what else can we do? He's romantic. Well, that's good, I guess. Express admiration. Tell a funny story. I think in the 30s you can have your Sims work. I wasn't going to have her work because, she was just going to raise kids, basically. I kind of have a plan for their life. It's going to be really complicated, though, because you're supposed to struggle and you're supposed to make their lives really hard and, like, not pay their bills and have the guy lose his job, and there's all kinds of difficult things. I'm actually going to pull that up right now because I am curious about what exactly I have to do. Okay, so 1930s, that's what I want. The Great Depression. So it says, anyone in a career loses their job and must make money by scavenging through the neighborhood for 2 weeks of game time. Everyone loses a career. Bills may only be paid after the electricity has been cut off, water too, if you want the harder version. All Sims reaching adulthood must take one of the following traits: gloomy, non-committal, or mean. I never do that, though. I don't really care about the traits that much. So, and then it said that sometimes the men actually leave the... Oh, I was reading about like what life was actually like in the 1930s. And it said that a lot of the men had to leave their homes to go look for work elsewhere. And it also said that divorce rates were a lot lower because nobody could afford it, which makes sense. And I also read that there was like 1.5 million more single mothers because the dads had to leave to go find work, and a lot of them killed themselves. So, like, I mean, there's nothing happy or exciting about the 30s. I know that it's going to be a struggle. I mean, I'm excited because I love struggling in The Sims, as you know. That's why I was kind of stuck living in the mansion. I was like, well, what now? What? I mean, they're here. They've made it. There's no goals to accomplish. But now the goal is just basically staying alive because I know that they're going to have a hard time with that. So William is just talking to Paul. I need these two to be closer because I want him to be with her like right away. And he has his own house. I did download a house off the gallery that I really liked, but I don't think they're going to be able to afford it immediately. So they're both going to have to live together in like a starter home for a while until they can afford something else. Oh, they're having like a little meeting. I'm going to replace this because why not? It's sitting on the scratched up couches. And you can replace the couches because it says fix scratches. $300 just to replace this love seat. Like, cats, I tell you. I mean, you can train out those behaviors, but when you have 3 cats, it's hard to stay on top of that. Yeah, and Joe even left her cats, which is really strange. Felix, hey, I heard you became enemies with Josephine Hewitt. That girl is a jerk. He's living with that woman. Oh my god. She is still sad. Like, still crying. I just want these two to keep talking because they've got a long ways to go. They're not even... I mean, they can't get romantic because she's a teenager, but I don't even know if they'd be close to that. Ask about woohoo. Inappropriate. No. Obsessed over favorite band. I mean, yeah, you could have a favorite band in the 20s. That sounds fine. What else can we do? Discuss interests. And I don't know if I mentioned already that Paul works in business. So he actually works with Carl. They work together in business. I think he's only like a level 1 or 2. He's not very good, but it doesn't really matter because he will end up losing his job apparently. the Great Depression is going to be very depressing indeed, because I just want them to stay in the house that I have planned for them. I don't really care what happens. Like, if they struggle to feed their kids, I don't care. I just want them to stay in that house. I have no other concerns other than I just really like that house. Discuss interests. Make funny faces. So I don't know what scavenging around the neighborhood means exactly. I would think that it just means like going through dumpsters and collecting things and finding food in the park. And I mean, it's going to be sad, especially because I want them to have a lot of kids. I'm going to make this as hard on them as I possibly can. Like, just prepare yourselves. Life is going to suck, and I'm going to enjoy it. The more struggles, the better in this game. Okay, and then he can leave now. I think their relationship, we worked on it a bit. It's a bit better. He can leave now. And then she can go to bed. What about William? These two to me are so strange, William and Carl, because like they're only living together because that's how they ended up. Like, they're not even really friends. They barely even know each other. All they had in common was their wives. And William was a lot younger than his wife, who died of old age, and he's not even an elder yet. So, oh no, more death! More death! Like, how is this a thing? Archie is gonna die. I don't think I've done a single Decades challenge where someone has not died, whether it be an animal or a sim. Poor Archie. Oh, now the other cats are coming to mourn. Have you ever seen something so sad in your life? Oh. Betty and what's the other one's name? Frank? Frank and Betty. Those are excellent cat names, by the way. Nothing better than a human name for a cat. Oh, here's Grim again. Yeah, we've seen him a time or two. Carl is upset. He must have been very attached to Archie. I just feel bad for the other cats. Like, poor Betty was just distraught. And I mean, she's a new cat in this house, so she actually didn't have time to become friends with Archie. Nobody else seems to care. William and Edith didn't even get out of bed for this. Wow, okay. Well, just, I mean, I think we left behind all the other tombstones and stuff in the old house, but I mean, we'll throw that up on the shelf and, I mean, go back to bed. It's nothing we haven't seen before. We're quite used to that. And I think that this is a really great way to end this episode on a nice, happy note. So, thanks for watching.